Welcome back to the channel, guys. I have some more exciting news and updates for you. From Wesley Vissers potentially sitting this Olympia out to Nick Walker's and Bob's feud getting even more intense as well as hilarious. So let's get into it. So recently on Wesley Vissers' YouTube channel, he posted a video with his wife and his coach where he mentioned that he wants to sit this Olympia out. He did not confirm whether he's going to sit the Detroit Pro out, but he was very adamant when he said that he does not want to compete in Olympia this year. Now, his placing at the Arnold was very, for lack of a better word, disappointing by his standards because he was the defending champion. I mean, the last 2024, Arnold, Wesley Vissers was a different beast. He peaked properly. And if you look at the two clips side by side of Wesley Vissers 2024 edition and Wesley Vissers 2025 edition, you can clearly tell the differences. This year he did not peak properly. He was a bit flat. He was not looking as full as he should have. His conditioning, although it was pretty on point, but it could have been better. And again, this is largely due to a fact that, or at least according to Wesley, that he was sick the night before the competition. He was vomiting, he was throwing up, he had a fever running. So given all that, and honestly, his placings at the Arnold plus last year's Olympia placing wasn't that great either. So I mean, I can understand why he wants to take a year off and sort of recover. And honestly, from a size perspective, he doesn't have that much room because I think he has already reached his weight cap. But I can understand, like, you know, from mental perspective, that he needs to take some time off. I mean, competing one after the another and facing those disappointing placings when a lot is expected from he's one of the top bodybuilders of the classic physique division, and a lot of eyes are on him. So that sort of does take a toll on you mentally, and I can understand the need for an off season or just to take some time off from competition just so he can get back to the sport mentally and his mental health gets on point. So I mean, I guess it's all fair, and I think it is a good decision on his part. And I was hoping that he would compete at the Olympia this year, but I could see why he wouldn't want to, and he would want to come back properly. We are yet to know if he will still be competing at the Tour Pro or not, but I'll keep you updated on that. What do you guys think? Do you think Wesley Vissers should take an off season right now? Drop your thoughts below in the comments. So while we do not know whether Wesley will be competing at the Detroit Pro or not, we have confirmation from Lucas Funk that he will be at the Detroit Pro. Now Lucas Funk also did compete at the Arnold, and to be very honest, his performance was not up to the mark. His placing was horrendous. He placed, I think, at the bottom of the pile, and the overall package that he brought was very well. It was not up to the mark. I mean, you can tell from the pictures that he was very flat at the competition. I mean, his muscles were not, his physique was not as sharp as you would want it to be. His conditioning was off, and even when he was posing, his muscles were not exactly popping, and it looked very empty. And I think these are some problems that he has already figured out, or not problems, but rather pitfalls that he has figured out, because he did mention in his post that looking forward to bring a sharper conditioning for Detroit Pro, which is not going to be a big deal with Don Cardone IFBB. So it's good that he has this figured out, but I am not sure what he will be how he will be performing at the Detroit Pro, mainly because Arnold Classic is one of those shows that everybody's eyes are on. It is one of the biggest shows after the Olympia, hands down. And at the Detroit Pro show, like, the best of the best classic physique competitors are going to be there. We have, Logan Franklin possibly competing there. Matt Gregor definitely competing there. We have, Jack Eagles competing there. So we already have two of the top three, classic physique competitors at the Arnold going back at it in the Detroit Pro show. So Lucas definitely has to bring a much better package if he even thinks he can stand a chance. But even if I keep the conditioning aside for a moment, I think, in my humble opinion, I think he needs to put on a bit more muscle mass to actually look big and stand toe to toe with these, massive guys. Else, he's just going to be dwarfed out. And But yeah, let's see what the package he's going to bring at the Detroit Pro, because this definitely wasn't the best package possible for him. This was definitely not the best physique he could have achieved at the Arnold. So let's see. I don't have my hopes up too much, but again, let's see. Let's see what he does at the Detroit Pro Show, and what the final results actually are. It's a pretty stacked lineup, and in his own right, Lucas Funk is also one of the biggest names in the classic physique division. So it's going to be a very exciting show to watch. So on the Indian subcontinent, we have Manoj Patil starting his prep for the Dubai Pro Show. So if you guys didn't know, Manoj Patil is this year's Olympian from India. After winning the Bharat Pro Show, he qualified for the Mr. Olympia competition. Now he's, I think, around 15 weeks away from the Dubai Pro Show, and then around 7 months away from the Olympia. But given that the competitors at the Dubai Pro Show, they're going to be people like Ali Bilal competing there, he does need to put in a lot of work, and there is, as he says in his caption, there is a lot of scope for improvement. Now, one of the best things that can be at the Dubai Pro Show is that he gets some very good actionable feedback at the show. Where he's lacking, what he's doing wrong while he's posing, and just general feedback that can be useful towards the end goal, that is the Olympia. So that is what I'm hoping for. He's my countryman, so obviously I'll be rooting for him, and I hope that he actually places decently at the Olympia. Like realistically, I am guessing maybe or at least I hope that he plays in the top 8 or top 9, and he brings back valuable knowledge for the future people, or the future Olympians, sorry, that will be competing in the men's physique division. Because Manoj Patil has a bit of history behind him. He's one of the guys that what is the reason that men's physique division is so famous in India right now. So yeah, all the best of luck to him. Let's see what he does at the Dubai Pro Show, and that's going to sort of set a stepping stone for what's to come at the Olympia. All right, so the final update: the Nick Walker Bob Cicherillo beef just got. It's getting hilarious to this point now, honestly. Like, I mean, Nick recently posted a photo wearing a shirt that says "Who the f is Bob, 8th place," and Bob Cicherillo comments on it's nice he got one of those in 2x. I mean, this has been going on for long enough to a point where it's not. It's hilarious now. It's not even intense. It's just hilarious. There are people on the internet that support. Some support Nick, some support Bob, and there's then me in the middle that I just think that this is like just all for social media hype. Honestly, they don't have any real beef, and this is just all for just hyping up the Pittsburgh Pro Show and these two guys. But the controversy aside, even when I'm trying to give you guys the updates, I'm looking at this post. It says looking like eighth, and jokes aside, Nick Walker, the mutant, has definitely grown in size. He is putting on the mass that is required to actually compete at the highest level. Although, even I think somewhere down the line, Nick Walker knows that if he doesn't peak properly, even if he qualifies for the Olympian, it doesn't peak properly, or he doesn't have that mass onto him, Samson Douda or Derek Lunsford, or even some of the other guys that are competing at the Olympia, like even William Bonac, they're gonna wipe the floor with him. So he definitely knows the mission. His mission is very clear. So he is putting on that mass. He does look big. And Pittsburgh Pro is going to be one of those shows that everybody's eyes are going to be on this year, because we have a lot of heavyweights from across division competing at this show, aiming for the Olympia. We have in the men's physique we have Aaron Banks, Ali Bilal already confirmed to compete at the Pittsburgh Pro. In the open division we have Nick Walker already hyping it up. We have Martin Fitzwater possibly competing at the Pittsburgh Pro as well. So Nick here is looking pretty good. He's looking pretty big. So let's just see. We are still pretty far, decent. Like we have 7-8 weeks to go till the Pittsburgh Pro. So let's see what package he and the other competitors bring to the show. So that was all for the updates this time around. If you like the updates, if you like news like this, and if you like videos like this, do consider giving me a subscribe. Your support helps my channel grow. But till the next time, I see you with some more news and updates. Stay jacked.